Yo, man, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? It's Jay Chiller in the building, baby. And today we are going to be reacting to divorced people share advice for younger self. Let's get it, let's go. Y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe, come to the ninth floor so y'all can learn game the right way.
What is one change that you've made that has dramatically improved the quality of your life?
You want to say it together? Getting divorced. Leaving their broke ass behind.
I would have waited before getting married. I think I got married before I should have.
I got married because I was compelled to do so, not because I wanted, and I overrode what I knew in my gut at the beginning.
My husband asked for a divorce after 46 years of marriage.
God damn. I ain't gonna lie. If we together for over 20 years, we just gotta ride this bitch. If you got any issues, we deal with that shit in house. There's no way I'm with you for over 4 decades and you talking about you want to do that.
Thought I was done. I was completely broken. About a year later, I was able to write my ex-husband a letter and say, thank you for giving me my freedom.
You're always looking for that piece of the jigsaw puzzle to complete you when you should be complete to begin with. When the attraction is gone, what's left? What's left?
Of more than 1,200 people that we have interviewed on this channel and asked about marriage, some stick out. And that is because of one single event that happens to a lot of people: divorce. For some in this video, not just one time, but more than 3 different times. In this video, I'll be asking a series of divorced men and women about their biggest mistake and the lessons they have learned so that you can have a happy, long, and healthy marriage.
I think the biggest mistake people make when it comes to marriage is that they either feel like they gotta get married, or I think that's the number one thing. They either feel like they gotta get married because it's like, society has always pushed marriage. And marriage is a beautiful when it's with the right person. But then I think the other thing is like people never want to admit like when they're just not. And it's like for girls, it's always easier because girls always detach mentally way before they decide to get out of relationships. So when they do it, that's why girls go out and like wild out and do whatever, right? But with dudes, it always feels more abrupt because it's like you just wake up one day like, oh, I'm not feeling her no more. And you're wrong as a dude if you don't emotionally detach before you leave. Like if you physically still be there with that person as a dude and you don't get out right away, again, you're worse than Satan. But like it's a common thing with women to be like, I was emotionally detached before I ever left the relationship and no one bats an eye at that shit.
Are you married?
I am indeed, yes. I've been twice married. First marriage was a real catastrophe. It lasted about a year and a half. And this one is very solid, over 20 years.
What's the biggest lesson that you learned from your first marriage and the divorce?
I think you really need to love yourself and like your own company. Because otherwise, you're always looking for that piece of the jigsaw puzzle to complete you when you should be complete to begin with. So no rushing into marriage, and a lot of kids do because it's important to be in a couplehood situation, but there's no need to rush. I find today people are getting together for the wrong reasons. We measure up people in terms of what they own, what they do for a living, how can they provide, how can they, make my life easier. They don't ask the hard questions. Do you want children? Where do you want to live? Where do you aspire to be? You have to talk about that before you commit to see if it's really what you both want. Because when you fall in love, you don't think things through very clearly. And there's a lot of, infatuation involved, and there might be a physical attraction.
Yeah, and that's being in love is like but it really makes you, because you're addicted to the feeling of being in love, it really makes you not want to ask hard questions because you don't want to lose that feeling. Like there's people that have been together for like 5-6 years, engaged or whatever. And then they'll finally ask the question like, where do you stand politically? Do you want kids? Any of the other shit? And the other person gonna look at them with a completely different answer than they thought. They're gonna be like, damn, bro, like I've been here for a minute. I might as well ride it out and try to change them. And the worst thing you can do is try to change whoever the hell that you just have to let them be them. And it's either you stick for the grind or you get sick of their bullshit. You don't ever try to even when you do change them, let's say they change for you, you ain't gonna like it. And I can attest to that 110%. If you like a conscious dude and you able to peep and read people, every dude knows like when a girl is starting to become like you. And when a girl likes you, she's always gonna try to do that. That's a fact. When a girl likes you, she is always going to try to emulate you in some degree. And dudes too, to a certain extent, but it's like a girl is much more like you can see it. Like when a girl is by herself and she gets with a guy that she really likes, there's always this shift in like personality or change. Because
But that's not what keeps people together. When the attraction is gone, what's left? What's left?
What is one change that you've made that has dramatically improved the quality of your life?
You want to say it together? Getting divorced. Leaving their broke ass behind. That's the best thing.
Okay.
We were thinking the same thing. So
The same thing. Yeah. Continue to tell me about.
can't explain it, but they both got like a divorced woman's. In the most like, I could look at these girls, these women, and be like, yeah, you probably you either been divorced or you just got out of a long relationship. You can see like the weird relationships in certain people's, like either when they gone through a bad breakup or like they were in a long-term relationship and they just got back dating, they always got the same type of energy or look to them.
it's a decision that I should have made a long time prior to when I made it. So it kind of felt like freeing at the point where I did it and never looked back, and everything went up from there. So you know what it is that you get married at a certain age and then you grow. You realize that the person you married isn't necessarily the one that you're going to age with. You're not aging the same way. You're not developing the same way. You have so many life experiences that affect how you mature emotionally, mentally, in your profession, that at some point, you know what? He was great when I was younger, and then as I got older, I needed something else. He just didn't fit my lifestyle anymore. And sometimes women have a hard time, we feel bad for the men in our lives, but they can improve themselves. There's so many things that they can do to like help themselves, and they don't. When there's two people in a relationship and one of them levels up, and the other one doesn't follow, it's kind of like doomed, right?
What's the biggest lesson?
And you see, I love when women speak like this because they always speak of it in the sense like, they're leveling up and the dude's not, right? Like women have there's a word for it. They have the privilege, right, of when they decide to become better, grow, whatever. If their dude is not, they can just get the fuck out and no one gives a fuck. But let you be a dude. Let it be like LeBron, right? If LeBron had left Savannah at any point in their relationship, right, when he got into the NBA, imagine the hate he would have gotten. Because as a dude, it's just common courtesy, right? That whatever woman is with you when you're building and building up, it doesn't matter how much you build up. You cannot leave her. She has to stay the wife. She has to stay the main one, right? But with women, if a woman is in what I would call like a more type A position where they're at the top and they're running stuff, she can decide at any point to leave, and the dude just has to accept it because he wasn't. And that's one thing that I just don't understand. It's like, I'm not saying hold down people that are no longer serving you. You don't have to. If you wake up one day and decide you don't want to be with your man no more, you only have one life. If you're not happy, it's not serving you, you can leave right away. But it's like for women aren't expected to fight for relationships to the same degree dudes are if they're in the bread relationship.
And you would say, or the biggest takeaway you have from each of those marriages?
A personal growth. I needed to be in that relationship in order to propel myself at a higher level. I would say listen to your intuition. When I made the decision to leave the marriage, I had a lot of naysayers saying, you'll never find better. Your life will not get better. This is what it is. Accept it. And I refused, and I listened to my gut, my intuition, and I'm in a much better place in every aspect.
Yeah. Just a sec. If you don't want to forget any of the advice that you've letter and lessons in the course.
How old was I, John?
70-something.
What happened?
Oh, he found somebody.
In the 70s?
When
103. That's beautiful, man.
my
Shout out to
husband
her.
asked for a divorce after 46 years of marriage, I thought I was done. I was completely broken. I was in my car riding back from my office to my empty home except my dog, and I thought there's nothing more to live for because we had done so much together. We'd created the American Holistic Medical Association, had 6 kids and all this stuff. And then he asked for a divorce. And I felt like I was just in limbo.
How do you move forward?
Oh, I was totally broken. I really didn't have any idea what I was going to do. But I knew that there was still work for me to do. When you find what it is that makes you excited and keeps your life force going, it keeps going. So I think the important thing is not to shut everything down. I could have gone back in the car and shut the door and sat in the rest of my life being horribly broken, or I could keep that door open and see what else came up. And I didn't.
And that's very, very beautiful, man. A lot of people are stuck in either situationships, abusive relationships, or just like stale relationships. And it's the fear of just like that limbo period. Like you don't know what you're gonna do. You don't know if you're ever gonna get in a relationship again and all this other type of stuff. And it's like the faster you do need to take time to grieve and heal the relationship or whatever. But like the faster you get out of your head with that shit, man, the better your life, man. Every relationship that I've been in, when it ends, oh yeah, I'm sad as shit because I'm a human being and stuff, right? But I've never gone back in like quality of relationships ever in my life, and I think that's the main goal. Relationships should never get worse when you decide to get in a relationship after you leave a relationship. If you in a relationship with, I don't know, everything is perfect except for one thing, your next relationship should be either of that quality if you want to get back into something like that again, or it should just be better. A lot of people just get stuck in these ruts of the same relationships. Either the guy or girl is bad, or the guy or girl is like begging for stuff and you go for it. And it's like there's no reason to go for any of that shit. Just don't go for it. But the main thing I do say though is don't make your next partner pay for the mistakes of your old partner. Like if your old partner did certain stuff, right, in your next relationship, I'm not saying you can't demand certain, but it's like don't date if you're not going to be a trusting individual. It literally makes no sense. You might as well just hoe around. Like if your last relationship you got cheated on, whatever, boom, 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 you should either be by yourself for a minute so you can trust somebody again, or just hoe around if you don't care. I hate seeing people get out of relationship because of like a break of trust, and then their next relationship, they're just on their ass, like trying to compensate for the fact that the last person fucked them.
Want to be broken. About a year later, I was able to write my ex-husband a letter and say, thank you for giving me my freedom. Because all of a sudden, I was not Bill and Gladys like I had always been during our marriage. I was Dr. Gladys. So all of a sudden, I had a new identity and I could use it.
Are you married?
No.
Or were you?
I was married once. I had one successful marriage. We're not married anymore, but we're really good friends.
If you don't mind me asking.
I mind.
No,
I'm just
this is what you're going to like. What was the reason why that relationship ended?
Well, I got married because I was compelled to do so, not necessarily because I wanted, and I overrode what I knew in my gut at the beginning. I succumbed to family pressures, quite honestly. And by the way, in retrospect, it was a mistake. It was the right thing to do, and there was a good chance it would work, but it didn't. Now we're both, happier apart than we were together.
Can you define?
And that's another thing too, man. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people you're gonna meet where it's like whatever the relationship was, it was better at like a less personal. A lot of dudes nowadays, I feel like dudes are always gonna feel that pressure, right? Because you want to bring your kids like into a 2-parent household. You want your kids to like see two people together in love, and so that your kid can go on and give that love out. But it's pressure from both sides. Women get pressure to get married. Men get pressure. I feel like women get pressure more to have kids. Men get pressure more to get like married, right? Because as a woman not having a child, it while we've been moving less and less away from that because women are trying to have kids and do stuff like later in life, that pressure is still always going to be there. Like nobody wants to be that old lonely bumpkin by themselves that never had a relationship with nobody, because you don't really hear about those people after a while, right? After their parents die, after their siblings like go away and stuff like that, you don't want to be around those people. And that's just a fact, because it's like, what's wrong with you? Whether you're a man or now, men get to push it a little bit longer down the line, right? Because you see those dudes like those younger women and stuff. But if you're a 60-year-old dude and no one has married you, no one's giving you kids, no one wants to fuck with you, everybody's gonna be like, nigga, what's wrong with you? And to a degree, it's rightfully so, because it's like you're telling me nobody wants to be with your ass. And I do think when it comes to marriage, I think everybody should only get married since it's such a big deal. And if you feel any type of pressure, any type of anxiety, any type of, I'm very excited to get married to this, just don't do it. Because you will eventually start to resent this person that you're with, whether it's within one day of the marriage or it's within 25 years of the marriage. You'll begin to resent them.
And the word love for me?
The best definition of love I've ever heard came from a happiness researcher named Ed Diener. It was I wanted to scrape off my wife's windshield before I wanted to scrape off my own windshield. So I think love is wanting to scrape off your partner's windshield before you scrape off your own. That's the best definition there is, I think.
I love that. I totally agree. I love that. How long have you been married for? How long were you married for?
I was married for 50 years.
And yourself?
Okay.
Through a few.
Oh, yeah? Have you?
I'm kind of like Henry VIII, but I've only had 3.
Okay. That's right.
So I was divorced after 24 years of marriage. That was very tough. And then I had a relationship for about 21 years. And
God damn. Yo, I gotta respect it though, man. I gotta respect it though. That means for over half of her life, she's been with 2 people.
that my husband died and had Alzheimer's. So then my present husband,
I hope that's it.
I think my last husband, also lost his wife. We have been together now for 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, very lucky. We have this expression that we both have a lot of baggage. When we met when we were 72 years old. So you're going to have a lot of baggage. So you give each other a generous baggage allowance.
At all ages? Or just...
Yes,
Yeah.
of course, at all ages. It's not easy to share your life with a person. You're never going to have the exact same response to things, recognizing that your point of view may not be the other person's point of view.
Yeah.
A lot of tolerance.
Can you guys define the word love for me?
Love to me is a commitment. It isn't just something that happens to you, like pow, love. It's something you work at. It's something that you have.
Love is 2 parts. I refuse to believe people when they say a key component of love is not like attraction. You got to be attracted to your partner to love, because you're the most tolerant to people that you're attracted to. And that's a fact. If you think somebody looks good, or whatever attraction is, whether you're attracted to their mind, their emotions, them spiritually, whatever, you will tolerate more shit from that person than you would from the girl next door or the dude. And love is tolerance. It's tolerance to a point, but it's tolerance nonetheless, because there's definitely some shit that my girl has done where I'm like, bro, if it wasn't you, I'm out the door. And I guarantee she feels the same way about certain shit I've said. But that takes attraction, because it's like, if there's no attraction whatsoever, you won't tolerate anything from anybody. And the ladies can attest to this, because when you see an ugly nigga say some weird shit to you, man, you quick to call him all types or whatever. But if it's your mans that you've been back and forth with on and on for 5 years, you tolerate a lot of bullshit. So yeah, tolerance is a very big thing.
To nourish, and
You grow into a love relationship. It's not a 30-second.
it doesn't happen at first sight.
Yeah.
Maybe lust happens at first sight, but love is something that takes a while to really nourish.
So you've been married to Ron since when?
Since 1992.
Yo, she looks very beautiful for 70. I did not mean to hit that button. For 75, bro, she looks 50.
I met him in 1990.
1992, so that's 33 years. 33 years.
I'm glad you're good at math.
That's my best subject. So not only is this most marriages don't end up succeeding. You had 3 of them that didn't, and one of them that has succeeded way beyond the average
And
length.
all them people are dead back then. All those people
The first 3?
all those people died. I was like,
Your
they
3
died.
husbands died.
Yes,
When you were with them?
No.
Oh.
Now they're all dead. I was like, man, if I'd been with them, they would have just been.
Out.
Anyway, yeah. So with
3
Ron,
that didn't work, and then statistically speaking, you're at an improbable congratulations, because your relationship is 33 years.
yeah, and we're not gonna bust up.
Yeah.
Nah.
What do you think has contributed to 33 years together? And the way you talk about him, I'm assuming it's a happy marriage.
He got me this spot. He lives in an apartment over where his studio is. I love that about us. It doesn't matter if I'm in the bed with him every night or not.
we are husband and wife and we're going to ride it out that way. And I love that. Yeah. I love that. And he, because he's like, sometimes I just need to be by myself. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Me too. So it works for us.
And that is something I'm kind of like about, but I do think space isn't needed. Because you going to wake up one day and just hate your girl, bro. She going to do something the night before. She going to not give you no butt or something. You just going to be like, bro, I just get out of here, bro. But that doesn't mean like you don't like your girl. I think a lot of people see fights or like people arguing and be like, oh, this person doesn't like each other. I think it's the opposite way around. I think if you don't like somebody, you're not willing to talk to them. I think if you don't like somebody, you're not willing to reconcile. You got to think, in a relationship of over 30-something years, bro, y'all are going to have so many arguments. Y'all going to have so many dead days and arguments, man. Y'all are going to have like a lot of good days for sure, but it's going to be like 50-50. It's going to be it's very hard to find a relationship where it's like 80% good days. It's going to be like the most I'm giving grace to is like 60 in a 30-year relationship. So it's like you got to find somebody where you're willing to sit down and accept the fact that this person is flawed, that you're flawed, but y'all still rock with.
Can you define the word love for me?
Yeah. Wow. Love. Love is knowing that just meeting you, I will give you a hug and not have an issue with that at all. Love is what we were created in and of, period. And loving self first. What is my intention for me? What do I desire for me? And I know that I have to first start with me before I can spread it to everybody else. But yeah, love to me.
To end it on that note, man, love is always and forever will be. If you cannot love yourself, it is literally impossible to love someone at a certain point. If you're constantly giving it out, but not like taking it in, you're going to reach a breaking point, especially if you feel like you're not getting any love. If you feel like you ain't getting no types of love from the person you're getting love to, you eventually, you going to snap on them, or you're going to go and try to get love from somebody else to fill you up. If you get what I'm saying. That's why I think, because it's like, if you're loved, you get love. But the other person does not feel the love coming from you. That person has to, it's kind of like a constantly going backwards thing. They have to go get love from somebody else. And it's always going to be this repeating cycle because the person that doesn't feel like they aren't getting any love has to do something. Everybody needs love to get, because you're eventually going to run into something where you just need love. Otherwise, you're going to go to she's completely right on that. When it comes to marriage, divorce, and all that stuff, man, all I would say is like, when it does get tough, because it's marriage, don't fight past your point. Don't Apollo Creed your shit. Don't fight past your point. Know when to throw in the towel and know when to fight. Having the ability to determine that is the only way I think any marriage can go past. Like, if you don't have the ability to be like, I'm going to fight versus, you know what, I'm throwing the towel in this, ain't no marriage gonna last. But all in all, man, y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Come to Night Floor so y'all can learn game the right way. I'm out this joint, man. Peace.